Coming up on this episode of The Village Idiom.
I saw a rapper on there who said, he's like, pick any 3 words. So it could be like the most random 3 words, like tinsel, llama, and fatso. And Village Idiom.
Hello and welcome to The Village Idiom.
We are a podcast that every week chooses a popular saying to take a shallow but hopefully comedic and once in a while even interesting dive into its meaning, its usage, its origins, but we're also going to use it to hang our otherwise directionless conversation on. My name is Jurassic Mark.
And I am Skinny. Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad. We are getting close, man. Christmas is around the corner.
It's almost here. Are y'all shopped up?
You know what? Yeah.
You making gifts this year?
I did a couple little like dollar store stocking purchases today.
Okay.
And I, in my head, went, I'm done.
Perfect.
And now that it's all done,
are you actually done?
Yeah, I did too much. Like I'm concerned for next month's credit card. I'm like, this looked smaller on my written list.
Like jewelry, like small and expensive.
Just multiple. Like it's my kids, and now that they're young adults, their spouses or girlfriends.
They must be changing the prices
and grandpas
of stuff at the dollar store is all I'm thinking.
No, that was just stockings. But yeah, I was going to tell you what I got my son, but he possibly could listen to this before Christmas. So
definitely.
I'll tell you after.
Sure. Well, it's all good. Very.
How about you?
I'm Christmas done, but that stocking thing is still. But it's we enjoy the stockings, but we have fun with it. So it'll be like, oh, you got like, there'll be a can of pop. There will be an orange.
Yeah.
It's okay if the kids listen to it because they already know.
I was talking to someone.
There will be a crossword puzzle. There will be.
My mother-in-law does stockings like.
Yeah, she does.
Oh my goodness, she stuffs them so full,
like spilling out the side. And
you're the worst. I'm gonna tell Jasmine. No, she just.
It's when people like are wrapping with like ribbon onto the side of it to make sure. Yeah,
it's like that.
It's like it's contained.
They are spilling
this
out
is
the
part
side.
Of the stocking,
but it's not just like dollar store stuff. What she goes to town, and not to make this like a downer, but my father-in-law had a stroke a couple years ago.
Oh, great!
And so her stocking is empty. So last year at the last minute, I'm like, oh no. Grandma's stocking is flat and sitting on the ground.
Was Grandpa supposed to remember, and it was kind of just slipped his mind?
Everything slips his mind now. And so,
I love that guy.
This year I'm prepared. Her stocking will be
awesome.
Jam-packed full of stuff. I mean, it's
Good
still stocking-ish stuff, but yeah.
So you're like, you got eventualities and possibilities. You're covering,
just
nothing is going wrong this year. That's right. So good. You're such a thoughtful grandson.
Oh, you wait till
or son-in-law.
You see what I got you.
Is it good?
It's small, but I hope it puts a smile on your face.
Oh, speaking of speaking of my son got this delivered onto his phone. I thought I'd share it with you because it's like, oh no, it's disturbing, but you'll get the vein of it. It's a COVID thing. Let's see if we can get it going.
Okay, well, you look that up. If you're just listening to this podcast, you really need to go to YouTube this week in particular.
From the CDC. You have been recognized as someone who has been in direct contact with a person or persons who have COVID-19 coronavirus.
What?
You are required to remain where you are and self-quarantine for 14 days, and possibly more due to your small wiener. Tiny wieners have more quarantine days. Wiener size like yours could triple your time. Please be advised that you have a tiny weenie.
Where did that come from? One of his friends or something?
So one of his friends sent it to his phone, so he's like, oh, what? And then it was, got into the rest of it. Isn't that hilarious?
That's the best. Oh my goodness.
You have a tiny weenie.
Because it was like, I was like, is that generated by his school? Like what, or work? Or like, what is that?
I know.
It's like,
yeah, so anyways.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So send that to me. I'm going to send it to my dad.
Sure. No problem. Well, that's and sending it to your dad is a great way to kind of get introduce things when for today's idiom.
Oh, so I got interrupted, or I was interrupting you, and then that interrupted me filling in the empty space. But go to YouTube just to see the Christmas sweaters that we are wearing today.
Yeah, mine's child sized.
Yeah, but you make up for it in
body mass.
It is Christmas.
Yeah, I'm the mass.
You put the mass at Christmas. You and Jesus.
Yeah,
Christ and mass.
Yeah, it's something else.
It's pretty good. Yeah, it's a fantastic sweater. I'm wearing one of my own. You grabbed one from the shop next door.
Yeah. It's beautiful. It's a thing of beauty.
Didn't seem to care which one you got.
The next person is not. If they're looking at it, they think, "Oh, this is a small." It says small on it.
Try it on first.
It used to be small until I got to it. So, anyways, enough of my girth. Which is a terrible segue into today's idiom.
Whatever, it loosens things up. It
definitely these fabrics are loosened up.
Yeah, it kind of, it does this.
Allow me to break the ice. My name is Freeze.
There you go. It breaks the ice. It was a icebreaker.
Icebreaker breaker 49er.
So the definition of the idiom break the ice is overcoming the social awkwardness often experienced between people meeting for the first time. One might break the ice by making a funny joke or finding some other way to ease the tension. So that is how it's used as an idiom. You break the ice. It's an intro into something. It's a
segue, if you will.
A segue, a game.
But not like a driving on two-wheel segue.
Would small talk...
Sure.
Stranger to stranger, small talk. Is that the icebreaker? In that
I think
case?
it is the quintessential gift of our day to be able to initiate conversation with anyone, anywhere, at any time.
There you go.
Yes, you don't have to be, tribe in my tribe, so to speak. It's just like being a friendly person.
Familiar with Omegle?
I
don't know if it's pronounced that way. I think it is Omegle.
No, there's a guitar player who he plays for people on this. I don't know what it is otherwise. So you introduce people via video, and then
it's talk to a stranger. Like that's literally in their sub headline.
Via video?
Yeah, via video.
Like it could be dangerous.
Right. Like the parent in me is
like
going
to catch a predator.
But I've seen clips of it on TikTok. People posting their video of themselves on Omegle, and they're just skimming through like, nope, not you. Nope, not you. Nope, not you.
Oh,
and
like you're not worth talking to because of how you look.
The one in particular was maybe a 20-year-old, and he was skipping over the ones that looked really young, just like, not playing around.
I wasn't thinking of that, but that makes sense.
So
sure,
but still the danger. Like that's one guy who's just like, nope, too young, and cool about it. Mm-hmm. But like,
you think there'd be some terms of service or something?
I was just looking at that. These young people in their bedrooms. And I'm just like, this is so dangerous. This is a
talking to
idea.
strangers.
Anyway, I was thinking about breaking the ice.
Jeff Dahmer.
Like, boom, stranger comes up on the screen. And the ones that I've seen that have been great, they'll be like, hey, can I show you a magic trick? Or, hey, can I play you a song? Or, like, let me tell you a joke. And there's immediate. They've got something like in the hopper, ready to go as soon as someone comes up.
That's what the dude does guitar-wise. Like, pick a song, play it for you.
Oh, I think now I know what you're saying.
He's like internet famous guitar person, but yeah, this is his thing.
I saw a rapper on there who said, he's like, pick any 3 words. So it could be like the most random 3 words, like tinsel, llama, and fatso. And are you just saying lamp because
that's what you're seeing right now? Oh
no, any 3 words, and boom, the guy does 2 or 3 verses and works those words into it.
Tinsel, llama, and fatso. Any 3 words that come to mind?
Just whatever pops in.
Bald, mean, and mean.
It's funny because I'm gaining weight again, and I'm like,
you must just be coming up to normal weight because you're still looking.
No,
still looking trim.
I'm definitely heavier than I should be, like by probably 20 pounds.
Yeah, and if you are, then I hate to know what I am.
But then I'm like, but I haven't changed my pants size. And then it dawned on me, I think they're just growing with me.
Are you wearing yoga pants? Yeah.
They
just keep
I
stretching
think if
out.
I went and bought new
Lycra?
ones and bought this size, it's not having it.
Right.
But the ones I own are doing just fine.
I don't wash them so they can't shrink.
There you go.
Yeah.
Exactly. Anyway, Break the Ice.
Yeah, so
those guys got
being
down.
able to engage with all sorts of folks, it's like a necessity. This is a challenge with like your book nerded people who are like excel academically, they're straight A's, but suck at life. And so it's like,
Right.
but they sort of the top
those
of
are
like,
the people that COVID lockdown hasn't even affected.
no, they like it.
Yeah.
Because that was their pre-life.
Yeah.
Was just locked down except with books. Now it's just more books.
Right.
Yeah, and so being of that genre of person who doesn't, you're not looking for the social interaction. It's like, oh, I want the doctor with the highest grades. What doctor do you want in your, to take care of you? Do you want the guy who is like top of his class? Like, well, yes, no. Like if they have no, like I want them to be medically sound, but I also want them to be like nice or being able to communicate well with me or have some bit. Yeah, look, the chart says you're just made of lard.
Right.
Like then you're like that hurts my feelings. I'm not here for your feelings. Like Vulcan-eared,
Yeah.
unemotional.
Don't care about feelings. Just care about facts.
We're just having some, just being able to have some relatability.
Yeah.
But you don't want a doctor and who's just like, man, that guy could talk. Yeah,
bedside
he doesn't know what
manner.
he's doing, but he can tear a streak off a conversation.
Right. Well, and that's, people who are really good at sales.
Sure.
Are the icebreaker kings and queens, right? They know how
It's
to
a good
talk to
thing.
you. They get, yeah. They just turn it into dollars.
Which is,
Or I guess
is perfect.
I guess back
Different
in
gifts for
when
different people.
Those who are still in single life, knowing how to just approach a girl or whoever you're approaching, and to be able to like approach a stranger and go,
like your llama sweater.
yeah,
Okay, swipe.
llama sweater.
Yeah.
The like those pickup lines or whatever it takes to just break the ice to be able to talk to someone. Because not most of us don't have a great first impression just on appearance. It's got to be the personality. You got to have that icebreaker.
Yeah,
to
but
know
if
somebody.
to say you've never had it and you relied upon your personality your whole life, brilliant.
Yeah,
Yeah, like it's not helpful to have any good looks whatsoever.
but that's a better way to live.
But
says
the guy on
the
Omegle
bald,
who's
mean
just
guy.
going to swipe you.
Right.
And you're like, oh man, you don't know what you missed out.
Right.
Because you look like you're
I gotta show
killer.
you TikTok again. I gotta show you this guy who is just pickup artist, and he's probably
You were on the wrong channels,
yeah,
man.
23-year-old, and he just goes to he's at his own university, and he'll just stop girls, and it's just clip after clip of him going, "Can I get your number?" Yep. And he's obnoxious. He's not. He's good looking, I guess, but I'm like, he doesn't say anything special. He's just forward. He knows how to talk to people. He'll just like go right up to someone. So yeah, I'm interested, and just stare at her. In what? Oh, I just letting you know I'm interested. Like, I don't know. You want my number or?
It sounds so
And
creepy.
he's just bold and like time after
One
time.
person's bold is another's creepy.
Yeah, maybe it does depend on what you look like.
Yeah. I'm wondering
another
how,
person,
I'm
"Hey,
wondering
I'm
how
interested."
selective those videos are edited.
Yeah, that's true.
Where, it's like, it says here that there's another HR violation on your account. You've been cited
just said I was
4 times
interested.
today.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, well, what do you think?
I'm thinking it's time to probably find out where this idiom actually comes
I
from.
think we're gonna have a little fun today with that.
Let's
but
see.
Let's do this first. Let's do this first.
I said some words. Where'd they go? Where'd they go? No one can know. I turned around and looked behind. Those words came from another mind.
Perfect. Well, we're going to go way back to start this because there is an earlier meaning of this phrase. So they still used break the ice, but it meant something completely different, which was to forge a path for others to follow, which did actually allude to breaking of ice in order for the navigation of boats or in other words, but you still used
An icebreaker.
Yeah, but still used figuratively, like almost like I'm going to pave the way for those who are coming behind me. So
Like an icebreaker.
yeah, the ship. But we're going to
ship.
get to that. But it was an icebreaker, but figuratively it was used not as a segue, not in conversation, but like a pioneer would break the ice. A someone who's making an invention, but then better ones come along. They broke the ice. They've paved the way for other things to follow.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So that was the figurative use of it, which was recorded by Sir Thomas North in 1579. Translation of Plutarch's Lives of the Noble Grecians and Romans says to be the first to break the ice of the enterprise. And so that was going forth ahead of others. Nothing to do with how we use it today. And it wasn't until the latter part of the 17th century that it took on sort of the current meaning, which is establish a relaxed relationship in socially awkward situations. For example, Samuel Butler's, oh man, I don't know this word, Hudibras, 1678. Hudibras. Hudaman. Hudibro. 1678, the orateur at last broke silence and the ice. And so then now we're talking about conversation and the awkwardness of silence.
Which is like if you've done group-related activities or you've either facilitated, you're often looking for ways to get people in and feeling warmed up and comfortable with each other. So sometimes events will begin with some sort of icebreaker.
Right.
Yeah.
You and I have both been involved
We've broken lots of
youth
ice.
and children's programs and being in front of crowds, and that icebreaker is key. Like, I'm sure you've used Chubby Bunny or something like that.
Loosening people up. I had a great icebreaker, and for those of you who have like office party or something coming up, I'm telling you, this is a good one.
Okay.
So I went through, Googled up songs that had the word na-na in it.
Okay.
And so it was so the answer to every
Na, 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 na.
so the answer to every
Na,
one
na, na.
the answer to every one was na 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 something of some
Interesting.
version of it. And so you gave like whatever, like, who does that song? Hey, goodbye.
I know it from the Nylons, but it was older than that.
Okay, so if you just said, okay, Nylons hit from
That's like the classic
1960s.
watching a hockey game. Na 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 na. Hey, goodbye, because you're winning.
Sure, same song.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we'd be like, okay, tell me the Batman theme
No
song.
no 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 no.
Yeah, and so the answer is always na na na.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, and so you at least know the words, so people don't have to know. They just have to know the tune.
Oh, funny.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, simplifies it a little bit.
Na 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 na.
Wow.
Yeah, and so I came up with that one on my own. That wasn't even read out of a book. Yeah, it's the na 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 icebreaker.
Wow. Now my brain's just spinning.
Yeah, good.
I can't. I'll. Whenever it's something like that happens, I go silent because I'm like, okay, how many can I come up with? And I stop hearing conversations.
It's like
5 minutes go by. Got another one. No 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 no.
there's a few, and so yeah, when you start googling songs that have like a na na na,
Of
some
course,
non-vocal,
there's a list of that already.
there's already portions already put together. Yeah, so you just get
I need a list of songs that have the word "the."
I got nothing.
Yeah, that's a good one. So icebreakers, some sort of game that just loosens
It
everybody
paves
up.
the way
And
for
it's
the rest
a
of the
great
event.
way to start versus, can I have your attention, please?
Knock knock knock.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone. So glad you're here today.
Come to order. See, if they did that in the Supreme Court. All right. Before we get started, we're just going to have a quick
Okay,
game of
okay,
Chubby Bunny. Here's a plate full of marshmallows for the defense. Plate full of marshmallows for the prosecution.
It would be if it's fun or has choking hazards, it can't be used, right?
That's right. So too many issues. Okay, so move forward another 200 years. Breaking the ice reverts to its original usage with the icebreaker ships and making a way for ships. When specialist ice-breaking ships, which you already said they were actually known as icebreakers, equipped with strengthened hulls and powerful engines, and were employed in the exploration of polar regions. So it actually went back to a literal form of the original figurative form.
Breaking ice.
Yeah, so these icebreakers, those are the ships you were referring to about.
So I looked into one real quick, exploring the northern regions, and the largest ice-breaking ship. Guess what country? Just you know it.
Made it?
Yeah. The biggest.
Norway.
Incorrect. The Russians.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I'm sure the Americans made one, and then the Russians had to make a bigger one.
Right, and then Texans stepped in.
Yeah. And so, exploring the Arctic, guess what they named it?
The icebreaker.
The Arctica.
Oh,
Like, but with K's and stuff, because it's in Russian.
Yeah. Backwards R and gays.
Exactly. Arctica. Yeah, with all the K's instead of C's. I thought it just cracked me up.
That sounds perfect for that sounds more like
Very Russian-y.
sounds more like a movie, Cold
Arctica.
War movie that name was made up. Like, but that's actually real.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's like, of course,
Out of
it's
a Cold War comic book, the Arctica comes through the ice.
yeah, and it's massive and wide, and you're thinking, why didn't you just run some kind of skinny pencil ship through there just to break up the ice? But no, it's like it's
Interesting.
It's got girth. Anyways,
Huh.
the Russian, it's Arctica.
Arctica. All right. Soon after these ships were introduced, the term icebreaker began to be applied to social initiatives, like we were just talking about, intended to get strangers acquainted with one another, a game, a joke, or whatever. In 1883, our friend Mark Twain used the phrase that way in Life on Mississippi, and it went a little something like this: "Hit it." They closed up the inundation with a few words. Having used it evidently as a mere icebreaker and acquaintanceship breeder, they then dropped into business. Mark Twain using it exactly how we use it. Well, describing it, actually.
Now, another way that I envisioned it, without looking up origins, is that there are cocktails, a number of cocktails that are over broken ice.
Sure.
And so,
Like a Slurpee.
there you go.
That's the extent of my cocktail knowledge.
Is that I'm not sure if that is a cocktail, but
7-Eleven.
it is a drink.
Red Slurpee.
If people beginning conversation and a conversation starter over a drink, or let's have a drink, or this sort of
Yeah.
thing. So yeah, they're breaking the ice.
Interesting.
Yeah, so they'll like take an ice cube, like those big mother ones.
Yep.
And then it's like, yeah, tap it out to shatter an ice. So it's breaking the ice on the rocks.
Right.
This sort of thing. Yeah, an icebreaker.
Interesting.
I made that up, but I didn't know if it was going to be in there.
It's not in the origins, but it almost feels like it should be. Like, you're breaking the ice. People get to know each other over drinks filled with ice. Like, yeah, that's interesting that that's not actually a part of the origins, but it totally jives. That could have been one of those fake Balderdash ones, and you might have gone, huh,
I believe it.
yeah.
Because there's different, like, so I didn't. Have you ever seen clear ice?
Are you messing with me?
No, I didn't know this was a thing. Because
Is it all ice clear?
well, as I'm going, I'll break the ice, whatever. It's like, and then it's like how to make clear ice. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, like bubble free.
yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay.
And so, they're talking about whether it's purified water or boiling the water beforehand, or that ice freezes directionally. And so the bottom can be clear and the top can be cloudy because of like gas release off
So
sediment.
is there a
or
trick
whatever.
to it? Did you figure it out?
Yeah, well, they sell like, it's like these foam spheres. So that
Yeah.
you can have like round cubes, but they freeze it directionally. And so it's like, it's inside of coolers. Like, so they freeze it.
From all directions.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It doesn't
There's-
just
anyways-
your regular freezer freeze from all directions?
No, no. As to how it was done, maybe it was like no lid on the top, but thermally covered from the sides, so that all the gas went in one direction. Anyways, it was like that the white in ice, like your regular ice cube thing, was like
Has that little
gas
like,
released from,
firework in the middle of it.
I don't know. It was just that it's an actual thing. There's an art to clear ice. It's not just
Interesting.
assumed that the ice is clear.
So that you can see it clear for a minute before you dissolve it in your drink.
Yeah, well, all that high end cocktail
Oh,
apparently.
like ice sculptures and stuff too?
Yes. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So there's a difference in production of clear ice versus clouded ice.
Huh. That's very interesting.
Well, there's just something moronic that
When
fills
you were,
your brain.
When you were doing youth programs, did you ever do an icebreaker that just bombed?
Nothing that really jumps out to mind. We did the one thing that just kind of went weird was it was a raw egg one, and thinking it was like, oh, people are gonna flake out over drinking raw eggs, and people are like, you shouldn't do that because of like salmonella or something. But
Right.
we were dumb back then. It was it was
Is this the hose one?
no No, that's funny.
That's a fun game.
No, and so we're like, okay, we got like our dozen eggs, and people go, just quit when you're going to quit. We ran out of eggs because
people just no
we're going
problem.
to keep going. We're going to keep going. Yeah.
Right.
And that was kind of like a disappointing ending.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, if you had said, "Oh yeah, I had flops all the time," I was going to let Dwayne the Rock Johnson say this to you.
Big boy pound for trying to break the ice.
Big boy pound.
Big boy pound. Okay, there was
We're busy working it anyway.
There was one theory. It was a good one. A theory that the idiom came from Shakespeare's Taming of the Shrew. In the Taming of the Shrew in the play, Shakespeare was going for multiple meanings when Tranio, disguised as Lucentio, said, "If it be so, sir, that you are the man, must stay the soul, and me amongst the rest." I don't know what accent I'm doing. "And if you break the ice and do this feat, achieve the elder, set the younger free, for our access, whose hap shall be, have her, will not so graceless be to ingrate." Lucentio referred to breaking... Oh, that's the end of the quote. I kept on going with the voice. But in this version, the breaking of the ice was the wooing... ...
And on to my next point.
Disappointed! Breaking of the ice was the wooing of Catherine, the taming of the shrew. But also it was breaking the ice on her cold, mean exterior. So it wasn't the
like
same
she's
mean... Like,
icy.
yeah, ice queen. Like, I will break the
Oh,
ice. I will break through to her.
That's a pretty daring thing to insinuate frigidity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Saying
Shakespeare.
someone is cold. Yeah. Like a cold demeanor is different than saying that person's frigid. I don't know. Yeah. It's a slapping
Anyway,
insult.
it is not where it came from. It's a completely different use of it.
Oh, so I'll
But-
just stop my analysis of your fake idiom meaning. I thought it was going somewhere.
No, it was.
It's not a real thing.
It's a theory that's out. It is out there.
Oh, okay.
But the more you dig, you're like, the dates don't line up. It's like it happened simultaneously because Shakespeare's old enough, but no connection. It had to do with her cold-heartedness. So there
That's
you go.
good.
That's origins, my brother.
We like some origins. Well, we should probably on the final breaking of the ice. Did you ever see my ice fishing video?
No, I don't. I mean, is this in 3 Minutes Gone? on
Yeah, in
YouTube?
2017, we did a family trip up to Pemberton.
I mean, I watched them all, so I must have.
It
but
must have been there. And so I was like looking for things to do, but we're in a cabin in the middle of nowhere. But there was this lake, and so we're like, we should try and do ice fishing. Well,
Yeah.
Has anyone ever ice fished? No. Do we know what we're doing? No. Doesn't matter. I need content. I got to put a video out every day.
Right.
And so we got like an axe and a fire poker.
Oh, there's no like.
No,
proper
there's no
procedure
auger
here.
and proper things. No, it was like a shovel.
Oh, no.
Through like 2 feet of ice or whatever.
Was it that thick?
So at first we go out there and there's kind of like a skim water layer. And
Yeah.
I'm like, are we going to fall through and all go to our deaths? Like,
Right,
is this
right.
what's going to happen today? And it's like, doesn't matter. We need content. Get out there. And so it was like chip, chip, chip. Chip, 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 chip. Water, just surface water. I guess it had rained
Is
or
it
something.
filling the hole as you chip?
Yep. But from the top.
Yeah, yeah.
And then poker, poker, poker. Poker, 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 poker. Hatchet,
Poker,
hatchet, hatchet.
auger, no
hatchet,
auger.
Get it. Yeah. And a couple feet later, we finally were able to get all the way through.
Wow.
And then so it was like, well, now what are we going to do? So we had a piece of processed cheese and a string.
Wow. No hook?
What did we use for a hook? It was
Paperclip?
it was that kind of thing. I actually think it was like a buck knife.
Did you even see a fish?
No. This is a terrible idea. I just needed content. That was my attempt at ice fishing.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Well, we should get into the end of our...
Some of your adventures in 3 Minutes Gone, you at least went prepared. Like, I'm going to learn this thing.
Yeah, some of it. Not this one.
Not that one.
No, it was like half making fun of, and then
So that was a failed break the ice. That was a
not
fail.
right there. We got through, but
Did you ever bomb
But-
with your icebreaker? Yeah.
but
when I tried
the
ice
funny
fishing.
part was I go out with myself and a tripod, and
Was it just you?
yeah.
Oh, you
But-
kept saying we, so I'm like...
Well, that's
is
the
he-
thing, because the family is also equally bored. It's like, what's he doing out there? And Deb was like, he's such an idiot. I think he's trying to go ice fishing, air quotes. And so then my brother-in-law comes out. I was like, what do you do, man? Next thing you know, he's got the hatchet going. Eventually, there was, 8 to 10 of us out there just because you're just looking for something to do. It's
Sure.
like, that's interesting. Yeah.
Because I was thinking, like to axe, poker, whatever through 2 feet of ice. That's a job.
It was a job. It was an hour of work. Yeah.
To drop in a string of cheese.
Not get any fish out of it.
Okay, well, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Let's
do
play
it.
Riddling, because Riddling is a game we like to play that is a 2-part trivia-based question, but requires a 2-part and overlapping answer, overlapping by a syllable or sound or words, whatever. So you'll remember last week when Dang Alano was here, episode 101, Speak of the Devil, we left you with this little deal. Oh, wait. Let's see if I can get this ready. Oh, yeah, it went like this.
Sure.
The 1982 Ozzy Osbourne album has a classic written by the Charlie Daniels Band, which sounded like...
Speak of the Devil Went Down to Georgia?
That's right. So that was it. Speak of the Devil and The Devil Went Down to Georgia. Overlaps. Speak of the Devil. We got a 2-word overlap there.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Devil.
That's not always easy.
It's not.
It's super difficult. I got a couple of weird ones for you today. We'll see if you can sort through it.
I am looking forward to it.
Okay. The biblical story of 2x2 and the Russian icebreaker.
Oh, nicely done. Noah's Arctica.
Yes.
Noah and the Ark. Noah's Arctica.
Yeah, Noah. I did Noah and the Arctica.
Brilliant. All right, let me give you one. Shakespeare's play that uses today's idiom with the former New York City mayor and current member of the legal team for President Trump.
Taming of the Shrew of Giuliani.
That's right. Shrudy, I wrote.
Shrudy?
Shrudy. You got another one?
Oh, yeah, I got another one.
Okay, give it to me.
I'm Vince. Good to meet you. I like your orange jumpsuit. Now I'll chop off your head.
What?
I'm Vince. Good to meet you.
Okay.
I like your orange jumpsuit. Now I'll chop off your head.
Wow, it feels like there's 3 things there. Is it just icebreaker?
Our illegitimate children can jump in there.
I'll chop off your head. Executioner.
I'm Vince. Good to meet you.
Guillotine.
I like your orange jumpsuit. Now I'll chop off your head.
Decapitated. Guillotine. Executioner.
You're in the right vein. Particularly for your workplace, you might think of something like this.
Workplace.
Yep. This is an ICR kind of one.
Oh, my specific workplace.
Yeah.
With global trauma. Now I'll chop off your head. I don't know.
Okay, I'll give you the first half. Break the ice.
Break the ices.
Yes.
Oh, man. I'm disappointed in myself. Break the ices.
It was a little left field. I like your orange jumpsuit.
Oh,
I'll chop off your head.
All right, I got one more, but let's leave it for everybody else. Tell them how they can be a part of this.
All of our illegitimate children can reach out to us on Instagram at the.village.idiom or email us at thevillageidiom@gmail.com, or whether it's Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter at 3 Minutes Gone.
3 minutes gone. All right, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
It's funny because you actually said this out of the blue earlier on, but so you'll know exactly what it is right away. The hull-strengthened ship sent to polar region uses trucker lingo to enter into a conversation on the CB.
Okay, good. Yeah, Vid. That's a good one. That's good. Fun putting it all together.
There you go.
Hope all of our illegitimate children enjoyed it.
You know they did.
Merry Christmas to you all. Happy Bojangles. What is it? Mr. Bojangles? What is it? Happy Christmas, merriness. Merry Christmas to you.
Wow. Yep. I'm Jurassic Park.
I'm Skinny. And these are the Village Idioms.
Last 3 minutes gone.